Hello and welcome back to Empyrean Galactic Survival Let's Play. This is MacLeod bringing you a Let's Play experience with how-to tutorials. In this episode, we gather some more resources, but instead of just getting them from the ground, we're actually going to go underwater to see if we can find some seaweed. Seaweed is very important in fuel for your very first mining rig. Before I go any further, though, I just want to let you know that Empyrean released a patch for its alpha. It's now at 4.4.3, and basically it was just a bunch of small fixes to a couple major exploits and one annoying bug. So no new content or anything just yet. All right, so here we are at the dawn of the second day. You can see behind me the lake in which we set up where we're going to be doing our first base. I did a quick look-see in this lake, and there's actually nothing in there we can use. So you need to be careful about which lake you're going to be next to in the very beginning, because you need to find one that's got some resources at the bottom. I did scout out a little bit, and I found that just over the ridge is a nice big lake that has exactly what we need. So I'm going to hop on the bike and head on over there, and we'll see if we can traverse this big old hill here and get us some goodies from under the water. All right, so we're going to hop on the bike. Try to hop on the bike. There we go. All right, so we are going to be heading off to the left here. And we're going to go around the lake and then go up the side of that mountain. Now, as I'm riding along, there's one thing you need to be concerned with when using this motorcycle. If you run into a tree or a rock or anything like that, you will stop dead and all forward movement will cease. I'll do an example. Here's a rock. Ugh. So it can be a real pain when that happens and you're being chased by some drones or some creatures. So just bear that in mind. Also, when you're going along sandy banks, there's a tendency for you to start losing control and start to just drift off and end up going straight into the water. If you go into the water, you're immediately ejected from your bike, and what you need to do is go down into the water, and you can pick your bike back up by hitting Shift and F. That'll pick it up. All right, so my bike's not very powerful here. We can't get up, so I'm going to pick up the bike with the Shift F, and we are going to run up this hill and just get over the top of it. And then I'll get to show you what it's like to base jump. That's right, base jump. The jetpack they have on this can be a little bit quirky, and if you overdo it, you can easily kill yourself. So I'm going to show you how not to kill yourself when leaping over ridges like this. So I'm going to go ahead and leap into the air, get a good jump. Now I get far enough out where my jetpack will refuel, and just before you hit the ground, you hit that jetpack again. Just give yourself a little push so you don't kill yourself on the impact. All right. So this is the lake I was talking about. This is a nice lake. Generally, I don't like going into the water at night because it's hard to see. Even with a flashlight or your drilling rig with a light, you just can't see as well. So we're going to hop on in the water, put my helmet on so I don't drown. Look, I'm swimming. Please note that if you are not have anything in your hotbar, it allows you to swim up and down and forward and stay at the same height within the water. The moment that you equip something like a drill, you sink to the bottom. Sinking to the bottom. So once you're on the bottom, it's not so bad. You can walk around to find things, but sometimes you get into the grass where it's hard to see, and you need to get above that. So just remember, go to a hotbar that has nothing on it, and that's going to allow you to swim up and swim around. All right. So to lower down when you're in the water, just hit the C. It's just like flying a spaceship. So you hit the space bar to go up and C to go down and W to move forward. Now, the first thing we find down here is this little blue crystal. This crystal, which is called a blue crystal, is what's used to make fuel for warp drives. So anytime you find it, pick it up. It's good stuff. All right, next we are going to grab some seaweed. I see two examples of seaweed down here. you have your stringy bit, which is like right over here. You just pick that up. And here's another one. Get that one. But then also what is seaweed are these little bush-like things down here. Those are seaweed too. So we'll pick those up. I think I saw one over here by the rock. When you're swimming, you can use the shift key to swim faster. But of course, you'll run out of stamina just like you do when you're running. Okay, so there's a lot of seaweed down here. This is nice. We're gonna be able to make a lot of fuel. Now bear in mind, you need 5 seaweed for every can of biofuel that you're going to make. So you want to grab as much seaweed as you can. Also, what's kind of nice about seaweed is that if you don't need it for fuel anymore, then you can make it into seaweed snacks and it's good food. Okay, let's look here. These things right here aren't really anything other than decoration. There are some other plants that are underneath the water. Just grab oh, there's a lot down here. This is nice. This is nice. Okay, grab that. Okay, I already picked that. All right, we'll grab that one. Swim over here. Grab that one. That. And that. Now let's see if we can find... Oh, darn, I just grabbed it. Anyways, this is one of the underground or underwater things. And blah, blah, blah. Which was it? Alien thorn. That's what it is. So the alien thorn is what these little bushy things are. They're used to make some other items in the game. So anytime you find stuff, you want to collect and save it, because a lot of this stuff can allow you to make antidotes or various medical stuff. Ooh, I hit level 5. Sweet. Okay, let's see how much seaweed we have. At 34. Let's go for one more here, and I think I'll leave the rest. Now, the seaweed will grow back, so you don't have to worry about defoliating underneath the water. So, yeah, it's all good. So we're going to swim back up here. We got the seaweed we need. And now we're going to head back, get over this mountainside here, and get back to where all our stuff is. All right, so now here's the fun. We're going to base jump again. Let's see, take one last look. We found some iron, some magnesium on this side, a little bit of trees. So this is a decent spot over here. All right, so we're just going to run up over here. Running. Little jet assist. That's one thing when you're going up these really tall mountains, you'll get to a point where you can't run anymore. It just gets too steep, and that's when you fire off your jetpack and you kind of jet hop up the side of the mountain. Little jet hop, hoppity hop. And you can run and jump at the same time. Okay, now, okay, so before I leap off the top of this building, or this mountain, let me get my jetpack fully back, and that looks good. And here we go. Whoa, that's a good one. Okay, and how about that? Just a nice landing. Very good. Well, we're going to hop on the bike and drive back to the constructor, because I think it's time to start a base. All right. So we're going to drive back over around the lake. Oh. We got some predators. Those raptors are dangerous, and they will try to kill you. The other folks I talked about in an earlier episode, they're not hard to kill, and they do have some good plants, and we'll be doing that later on. I really don't have the weaponry yet to kill these guys, so I'm just going to wait on that just a little bit. If it was just one, I would take them out, but since it's a whole bunch, forget it. Just forget it. Wait, where am I? I've gotten myself lost. Oh, there we are. Okay. We'll get over here. Get back to the good stuff. Maybe pop a wheelie. Do a little Evel Knievel. And it should be right over. Yeah, here it is. All right. And we are home. Here we go. Okay. And we hop. Oh, come back here, bike. Where are you going? All right, so we're going to open up the constructor. And let's see, I'm going to put the seaweed in. And let's go ahead and make some biofuel. So what we're going to do is you want to click on your weapons and items, because within there is going to be where you can do your fuel. So since I've got 39, that means, let's see, I can do, let's see, we can do 7. All right, so I'm going to do 7 things of biofuel, let that crank up. I have already, as in the last episode, I started that base starter, and so we're good on that. And let's see, we've got iron ore, we got plenty of rock dust, so we're going to, let's make some concrete blocks. So first what we need is going to convert this rock dust into cement. So if you look on the right side, it takes 2 rock dust to make 1 of the cement. I have 780, so that means I could do, what was that, 370? So I'm going to do a bunch of 10s here, and we'll probably do about 310. There we go. So it's going to make that, and once that queues up and makes the cement, then we'll make up blocks and start get ready to make our base. Now, one thing to consider about the survival constructor is that when you need to build something and it requires a component that you don't have, as you see, if I highlight on like the core, on the right side it says metal component, electronics, computers, cables, and that's how many you need of each item. So the survival constructor will not auto-create any of that for you. You have to literally go in and construct those individual pieces before you can construct the more complicated machine. So bear that in mind. What we're going to do first is we'll lay down our base starter. So we'll do that while the cement is going on. And let's see. Why don't we do something that might be fun? I'll take advantage of the water. We're going to be able to make some devices that will suck the water out and also make oxygen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a base that can take advantage of this water, and we'll kind of build that into the whole complex. So I'm going to put down the base starter right here. All right, so basically just clicked it down. Now, your base is very important, especially this core. You don't want to get it blown up. So when we construct and build around it, I'm actually going to build a concrete bunker that sits on top of this that'll encase it, so that it's going to be much more difficult for the drones to blow through it and take out my base. Now, in any base or any vehicle you make, whether it's a hover vehicle, a ship, or a capital vessel, if you jump on top of it and hit the P button, it'll allow you to get into the control panel. So in this case, I'm trying to make my base. I got a core, but I'm missing a fuel tank and a generator. So as we add more components to the base, it'll be listed here under the controllable units. As it is right now, it's just the core. All right, let's run back over here and check out. Ooh, hard to walk around in this view. All right, so we've got cement still going. Our biofuel is done. So we'll put that up here. So I've got 7 refills for my drill, and I should be able to get a whole lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do right here is pause for a moment and let this stuff finish so we can start the base. All right, we are back and in the saddle. All right, I've queued up some concrete. I've got more making right now, but you see I got concrete blocks, and we're going to start with building our base. Now, like I said, first I'm going to build a core around this base to make sure that the core remains safe. Now, please note when you're putting blocks down, if you notice, I can't put it anywhere unless it's adjacent to something I've already built. Now, there is an update to this to where you can build adjacent to one of your structures, and I'll be going over how to do that at a later date. But for right now, we're just going to encase this sucker in concrete. That's right. Now, one of the neat things about this game is that you have a lot of options on what shapes of your blocks are going to take. So if you hit the, while holding the block of whatever it is, and you hit the left mouse key or the right mouse key, it brings up the choose shape option. And as you can see, there is a ton of different shapes that you can form this into. So you could literally build the house or the structure of your dreams using this system. What I'm going to do initially here, though, is just get this essential block base done so that I can make sure that the core stays safe. Now, the neat thing also about this game is that when you build components into the game, like generators, fuel, refrigerators, any of that stuff, it just has to be on a block that's within your structure. It doesn't have to attach to anything. So it makes it pretty easy for constructing how you want everything to look. Oh, I used my 23 up. Let me grab some more. Okay. Got 118. Nice. We got plenty. So I'm going to make a pretty good sized base here. Now, one thing you also have to keep in mind is that there is physics in this game as far as how many blocks you can put out without having any kind of support. When you get beyond that limit, then the block you put down is going to fall. So every so often, just give a little bit of support. And let's see if I can crouch down here, put my helmet on, and get underneath this one. Get back. And I can't. Oh, that's okay. Let's get onto this other side. Take my helmet off. Make this a little bit bigger. I want to have a nice base that we can put all our stuff in. At least for the starter base. Okay, let's get... There we go. Now, one of the other neat things you can do that's really helpful in building is that if you hit your F5 key, it's going to bring up a drone that allows you to build with it. So I'll hit F5, and it creates a drone. And this drone you can fly around, using the same keys you would with any other ship that you've got. But the difference on this is that when you select an item, you can actually paste it in. So I'm actually doing the construction from this drone while, as you see, I'm standing there. Okay, boom, boom. So this is getting pretty good size. I'm liking the feel of this. So we're gonna keep it kind of simple to start with, and we'll go more elaborate at another date. But I just wanted to get this started. Now, there's another option you can do when you're constructing is that you can lay down a whole bunch of these at once without having to click every single one like you were in Minecraft, for example. So if you hold the shift key while you're left clicking the mouse, you can then hold the control key and drag. It allows you to place a whole bunch of blocks. So we'll move this over and let's see, move here. All right, there we go. So I just lay down a whole bunch without having to actually go one by one. So that's pretty handy. So let's kind of encase this in, and we'll do a couple here. We're going to leave one little space for our entrance. All right, so now we're going to go back to the drone. And I'm just going to make a basic block here of a building. We'll make it look really pretty later on, but I just want to get this started. Okay. Here we go. Now, these blocks are essentially almost like a 6x6 block. And so when you're at human level, you just need one little hole that you can get through. So as I put these up here, plenty of room for me to walk through. It's actually, I think, 10 foot tall. Whoop. I went out the wrong end. All right, let's get back up over here. Now, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to stick probably a cannon on top of this structure so that when the bad guys come, we can shoot them out of the air and harvest all their goodies. All right, let's see. We just get a couple more here. And the inside of my first structure, I want to make sure that it's too high like it is right now. And so what we're going to do is Let's go up, and we'll do a simple design of. Let's pick the ramp top, because that looks kind of cool. So we're going to go boom, 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 boom. Now, a word on rotating your block. If you hit your delete key, it's going to change the axis or the vertices that you can rotate the block by. So in this sense, I want it to pivot on itself. And to do that, once you have the correct line in place, you hit the end key, and that allows you to rotate your block. So that is very handy. Here we go. Boom. All right, so this front block, I'm just going to do... Whoops. Went a little high there, didn't I? Well, that's cool. That works. All right, let me just do more of the roof here. Get out of the way. Whoa, hope nobody's getting sick from that. All right, and let's finish that out. And, ooh, I used it all. Okay, so let me go back and get some more. Hit F5 to get out of your drone view. And let's hop over here and grab some more of the blocks I've already made. There we go, and back over here. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Looks like an Old West kind of building. I like that. Okay, so that looks good there. I think we had one spot on top that we had to fix. So let me take the drone back up there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Boom, there we go. So now we got our basic structure in place. We need to start constructing some of the components that go inside to make it an active base. So we'll go back over here. I've pre-done some of the components that I was talking about earlier, just so I have some on hand, so we can start building what we want to build. All right, so what we're going to do is click on the templates here, and we are missing more stuff. So I need some capacitor devices, reactor core, and some computers. So what we're going to do is get some computers going. See if I can do 10 of those. We'll do a couple reactor cores, and we'll do some motors and some capacitors. We'll get those queued up. Now, one thing that is also kind of handy is that when things are constructed and they're put in your output box right over here, they're considered to still be in the constructor. So you don't actually have to move them over to the main inventory window. You can leave them in the output and then just use them from there. Oh, looks like I ran out of some materials. Let's see. Yeah, we need more cables. I'm just going to do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, that should work. That should give me enough to continue building. Okay, so what we need is a small generator. We need a fuel tank. And we also are going to need a large constructor. That large constructor is going to give you a lot of things that you're going to need that aren't available in the Survivor constructor. There's also another constructor, which is a really big one, and it's a higher tier one, and it makes all sorts of great things. The other nice thing about the large constructor and the advanced constructor is that you don't have to make your components beforehand. It'll do it all for you, so that's really kind of convenient. Let's just move those over there. Okay, what can we make now? Okay, so we can start off with the fuel tank. We'll get one of those queued up as the rest of the stuff is coming on. So I'm going to pause again here as we get ready to get these finished. And I'm going to get the fuel tank, the generator, and the large constructor all queued up. I'll be right back. So until next time, this is MacLeod saying have a great day. And remember to hit like and subscribe. Also leave comments if you have any suggestions or have any questions about this wonderful game. And we'll see you next time in episode 4.